A lot of our self-study plans also ignore this. What do we plan out when we think of self-study? We think of what to study, what mocks to give, okay, and how much time to dedicate in a day to study. But nobody gives time or advises giving time to your mental health. Nobody takes care of nutrition. Nobody takes care of physical health. Okay. And you will be surprised to know the kind of role that these factors play, because the judiciary exam is a long game. For somebody like Akash, who's in the first year, or somebody in the fifth year, or somebody who's cracked the exam, even who's attempted the exam once, you know that, um, you got to prepare for the long run, and you need more ammunition. So idealistic advice is abundant. You will have parents, teachers, coaching class, professors giving you a lot of gyan that, okay, work hard, you will succeed. Look, that person's daughter did so well and has become a judge. I became a judge in the older days. It was, this is the way I did it. You should do it this way. And you also will obviously respect the people who have got some level of success, right? So what happens when you listen to that advice is that for your own self, this becomes a taunt, because somebody else did it, somebody else's daughter or son is doing it, and your relatives nailed it, became judges. And now that becomes, rather than a medicine, it becomes like a taunt, right? And it becomes very nagging, and instead of actually motivating us, it becomes demotivating. Now, I specifically wanted to have this session because I've put in some components that I've put together after years of self-development work, building Lawseco into a 100-member company, okay, in 3 years, and earlier building multi-crore, fast-growing businesses, okay, which are focused on helping law students succeed. So it's not in a different direction. It is focused on helping you succeed to build a large company, the kind of work that I did, okay, and that required not just work, but it required self-development so that I'm able to do the work, okay. So our students have been able to get the best jobs in the country and get success at various positions, right? So what are my learnings? What are my from this journey, and from the journey of personal self-development and coaching others? That's what I'm putting here up for free. Okay, so the first part is about looking at your self-esteem and motivation levels. Okay, the important thing to look at here is that you might think that some people are really good with, really driven. They are always working, focused. They have a direction. But do you think that they are born motivated? Do you think that they are born motivated, or do you think that they have put in some mindset or some approach? Something is there. Something else is also there that they have cultivated about themselves, which makes them be able to be in this position. What do you think? Okay. And my take on this has been, because I know from the time that I started, I quit a very well paying corporate law job to start my own company. In the first few years, didn't take any salary. That would kill motivation from time to time, right? And I know that motivation is something which is always fluctuating, and it takes maintenance work, it takes creative work to be able to maintain and increase your motivation levels. Sometimes my motivation levels are really high, sometimes they're not so high, okay, but I have found that it is possible to increase them and play around with that level, okay. You can keep increasing it further and further, and irrespective of where you start out from. Okay, this is a first perspective to know about motivation, and I will explore with you on how to build that a notch up. Okay, the second thing to look at is your self-esteem levels. Okay, now you want to ask yourself this question. You don't have to answer this to me unless you feel like. You want to ask yourself this question: do I deserve good things in life? Do I think that it is possible for you to succeed? This is the non-negotiable starting point. Now the thing is that you might say this, that you deserve great things and that you want to succeed, but inside your head there will be a voice that says that um, I'm I really don't think I'm ever going to succeed. Okay, I think my life is going to always be hell. I feel I'm always going to be trapped. Okay, and these thoughts come to everybody, by the way. Okay, so do not expect a permanent one day I will get this injection and I will be in great space. That doesn't happen. Okay, it is maintenance work. It'll keep going up and down. You will be in a position to regulate it. But for now, there are a lot of people who work hard and they don't succeed. And if you look at how they think, you will realize that somewhere they don't think and they don't believe that they are entitled to good things in life, or that they can eventually succeed. Okay, and many people even think that if I think of success, I'm going to feel very disheartened by failure, and therefore what do they think about is only failure, and what ends up happening to them is failure. And if they succeed, then their succeed is in the fear of failure. So they succeed somehow, but the whole experience of success is not one of success. They succeed in one way to sit down and just be like exhausted and relieve themselves of exhaustion, and the whole experience is the same experience. It's the experience of stress, exhaustion, the fear of failure. That's the experience. So they may succeed or they may fail, but that's how they walk over there, and 99% they fail. Okay, so this is the important. Now why is that happening? That's because somebody told them earlier in their past that if you think of good things, something bad will happen and you'll feel really sad. You should not feel really sad. Therefore, people don't even think that they deserve good things, and they can't imagine themselves cracking the exam. So how will they prepare in a way that they see themselves cracking the exam? How will they prepare like that? Right? They don't take the responsibility of cracking the exam. They're like, I can't afford to think that I'll crack it. Then how are you going to prepare for it like that? Okay, so now this part is very important. Therefore, before you can start, or on the side in parallel while studying, you want to be very clear about recognizing and being at peace with your current level of self-esteem. Okay, what does this mean? So don't expect self-esteem levels to be perfect. In many cases they can be very low, in some cases they'll be low, in some cases they'll be good. Okay, it doesn't matter, but this is not a permanent indicator. There is no thermometer saying that normal self-esteem level is 98.6. It'll keep fluctuating with time. Good news will make you feel happy, bad news will make you feel sad. A few times when you ignore what you've been wanting to do, your self-esteem will dip. Okay, so what you want to do is think of this, that from time to time, if I face failure or if things get difficult, what does my inner voice tell me about myself? This voice is your voice of self-esteem also, and it's kind of judgmental in nature. It's very judgmental. It says that I can't do this. Maybe good things will never happen to me. Maybe I'll never have a work-life balance. Okay, I'll never be stress-free in life. I'll never be successful. I'll never have enough money. Okay, now these are around the self-esteem of I will never be enough or I will never have enough. And what it is I'll not have enough of could be peace, freedom, money, happiness, anything. But not having enough of something is the articulation, is the voice that says what you can have and what you cannot have. So the question you want to grapple with now, most people, what do? These thoughts are very, very stark. You might feel like daunted by these. So a lot of people ignore this. Now the problem with ignoring and suppressing this is that it continues to play its part. It's like ignoring that you have a thief in your house and it's taking all the assets away. Okay, so you can ignore the thief, and that encourages the thief to be there, continue stealing things, right? Instead, if the thief knows, if you acknowledge that the thief is there and the thief knows that he's under watch, in a lot of cases, what will the thief do? The thief will run. The thief will run away, right? So, what you want to do, the first thing is that you want to recognize what's your current level of self esteem. And you can be okay with the fact that you can't change it immediately or that it is low. Okay, and trust me, this happens to everybody. People don't do this work. This happens to me as well from time to time. Not having enough peace, feeling stressed out, feeling anxious keeps happening. You've got to keep working on it. It goes away. Not forever. Okay, you can't have a bath for one day in your life and expect to be clean every day, right? Self esteem work is the same.